Hey everybody, welcome back to Midwest Microbrew. I'm your host Henry Nosek, and today we're stepping away from beer for a special episode. I'm sitting down with Zach Bott, the head winemaker at Fireside Winery in Marengo, Iowa. Zach's family transitioned from farming thousands of acres of row crops to growing Iowa-grown grapes. And today he's walking us through their wine tasting experience, their wine club, the trends reshaping the wine world, and why Midwest wine deserves way more respect than it gets. Whether you're a wine lover, a craft beverage fan, or just curious about what's happening in Eastern Iowa's growing wine scene, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Let's get into it.
Hey, Zach, welcome to Midwest Microbrew. It's great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is going to be interesting. Should be
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. So before we get into it, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Fireside?
Yeah, so my name is Zach Bott. I am the head winemaker at Fireside Winery. We're located in Marengo, Iowa, with a satellite location in Amana, Iowa, which is about 20 miles away. I started making wine about 20 years ago when our family decided to open Fireside Winery. I have a background in I have a BS in animal science from Iowa State University, and I was a grain trader for about 10 years before I did this. So I didn't have a lot of experience, but I like to do some hobby stuff. And we decided this was to be a fun way. My family farmed about 4,000 acres of row crops, and they wanted to diversify their portfolio a little bit. So we put in a few acres of grapes and started making wine. Made a couple thousand gallons, and from there we kind of expanded, and now we are retired as row crop farmers and have about 20 some odd acres of grapes and run Fireside Winery. So that's sort of a condensed version of how we ended up where we're at today.
Wow, cool. I love it when like a passion project that ends up working out like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool. How would you describe your winery in one sentence to someone who's never been there before?
Ooh, man, that's hard.
You could do two.
Yep. We are a small winery that tries to do unique things with mostly stuff that we grow. And that's changed a little bit over time. Growing grapes in Iowa, which I'm sure if you're brewery people, like growing hops in Iowa sometimes is a challenge. And, we're 20 years into a project that we'll probably never figure out. But when we first started, we bought a lot of like grapes from out of the state of Iowa to make wine with. And we've sort of changed that to where we're pretty much buying grapes from or raising all of our own grapes from Iowa fruit now. And so
Hmm.
we've kind of changed that focus, and it's pretty interesting. I guess that's way more than a sentence. Sorry, but
No,
I
yeah.
started in on something, I just kept going.
No, that's fine. That totally answers the question. So walk me through the first time visitor experience when they walk in that door.
Okay, so we have 2 locations. One is in rural Marengo and then one in Amana. I'll start with rural Marengo one. It is a nondescript building. It's just a plain old Morton building. We bought this building because it was near one of our farms and we didn't know what to do with it. We decided the original plan was to build this beautiful winery out on a gravel road, and my father-in-law who owns the business has a Corvette, and he's like, "I wouldn't drive out there." So we shifted focus. When you first walk in, you probably think you're just going into a farm building. Once you walk out back, we have a beautiful backyard area with some gazebos, fire pits. We have a couple acres of grapes back there. We have a beautiful place to hang out. We have very friendly staff. We have a lot of things to try. The Amana experience is a little more. If any of your customers have, or customers, listeners have been to Amana, Amana is an old German communal village, and that's the feel you get when you walk into that store. A big store with a lot of different things to try and a lot of things to look at, but very friendly staff and lots of fun things to do.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Mhm.
It sounds like a good atmosphere too with the fire pits and all that.
It
Maybe not
absolutely is.
right
We have
now,
some
but
music tonight. It's a little hot, but we do a it's not every weekend, but kinda every other weekend, we'll do some live music on a Friday or Saturday night, and then we're kinda every Sunday afternoon, we have music out here in the country, and, it really is a beautiful setting. It's not something you see every day, a bunch of grapevines and a cool place to sit and watch music or just hang out and be outside.
yeah. What kind of music do you guys have?
Oh, a little everything, but it's mostly, pop hits from the '60s, '70s, and '80s. You got
Cool.
but we do get some individual singer-songwriters that are super fun. We have some, regulars. I don't actually get to a lot of those because I am usually, in the back room working, but, we have a lot of good fun music things. We do dueling pianos once a year. We do, Billy and Elton John, all the fun stuff you find that you wanna do.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Walk me through the wine tasting experience there. Like, how many
Okay.
pours do people get? How is it structured? What makes it special?
Uh, what makes it special, I think, is just we have such a wide variety. So about 10 years ago, we purchased Ackerman Winery, which is why we have the Amana location, and they were primarily a fruit wine company. So you come in, there's several different options to buy, but the main way is we sell a tasting for $10. It includes 5 wine tastings. You could pick from all we have from the sweetest fruit wine you can dream up to the driest red you can try, as well as our ciders, and then we do some sparklings. We have about, which this is the most insane part to me, about 50 different products you can try.
Hmm.
And we have different flights that you can choose from. We have cider flights, we have sparkling flights, we have red flights, white flights. But you can build your own thing. And if you even if you don't like wine, most of the time I can find something that you're gonna like at least a little bit. Maybe it's
Hmm.
not going to drink every day, but you'll find something. 2-ounce pours, you're basically buying a glass of wine for $10. And you have plenty of places to sit. You come up, you order, tell them what you want. We have our appetizers at both locations. We don't really have a restaurant at either place, but light appetizers and just a wonderful place to sit down and enjoy yourself when you're here.
Yeah. No, that sounds great.
Yeah.
What kind of appetizers do you guys got?
Well, that's a great question. You think I would know this stuff. So at the Amana location, it's more charcuterie, bread baskets, things like that. Here at Fireside, we do a spinach and artichoke dip that's really good, a brie dip that's really good, and some flatbed pizzas that are pretty good. Yeah, and then we, charcuterie and all the stuff you find at a wine tasting experience. But yeah, light, easy. You're not coming here for a full German Amana meal, but you'll get enough. It'll be good.
Yeah. That spinach artichoke dip sounds delicious. I could
It
go through a whole tub of that kind
Yeah,
of stuff
it it
myself.
it it really is. They do a good job. They don't let me in the kitchen either, so you're fantastic that way.
So getting into a little bit about your wine club. I've heard that you guys have a wine club as well.
We
What
do.
draws those people there consistently?
Um, so I imagine, I'd have to ask all individually, but they do have some nice discounts. So we have a quarterly wine club. It includes 3 bottles of wine, and I should know all these details off the top of my head, but once again, I am production, not marketing. We offer like a 20% discount for you for anything that you buy here as a member, and then we have parties quarterly for those people to come out, pick up their wines, hang out. We do some nice special things for them. We offer little perks so when we have a large music event, we use plastic for all of our stuff for obvious reasons. But if you're a wine club member and you want a glass, you get a real glass and we hand it to you and let you have it. It's lots of little perks like that.
Cool.
But the big one is the discount, I think. You get, like I said, 20% off of everything anytime you show up. And then free tastings as well.
Yeah. Pretty good deal.
Yeah,
That
it
sounds awesome.
really is. Yep.
So walk me through your core lineup. These questions might be a little bit better for you. What
Yeah.
kind of styles do you always have available?
I mean, we pretty much have everything available all the time. So wine being a little different than beer, like we kind of make a batch of wine for every year now. If I've done my job well, we might run out for a little bit, but basically we have the same thing. So on the wine side, our biggest sellers, we have Blue, which is in a blue bottle, and it's a blend of grapes that we grow in our own vineyard. It's kind of an off dry white, very fruity, very easy drinking wine. Our most popular wine is a Brianna called Glow. It is in a pink bottle. If you've ever been to the grocery store at Hy-Vee, look, they're in most Hy-Vees. It's a very sweet Moscato style white wine, but it's delicious. People love it. On the red side, we have a Marquette Reserve as our kind of our best red wine. Marquette's a grape that we grow. We select barrels for that and put that in it. We're very high on that. And then on the sparkling side, one that I think is really fun, we do a sparkling almond, so it kinda tastes like a cookie, but it's a
Huh.
sparkling white wine. It's delicious. On the fruit side, we're most known probably for 2, our rhubarb. We buy fresh rhubarb every spring, and we're actually getting ready to do that here next week, pressed rhubarb. We make a lot of rhubarb wine. And then we do dandelion, which is an old German thing where we buy dandelion heads and make dandelion wine. Um, and that's a kind of a feel thing. Some people really love it, and a lot of people really don't. But if you like it, they really love it. But everybody should try it once. It's a good experience.
Yeah. No, it sounds interesting. I like some of the more interesting stuff like
Yep,
that.
yep. A new one that we've just released. We're doing some collaborations with Calyx Creek Lavender Farm outside of Oxford. If you're from Iowa City, you may have heard of them. But anyway, so we did a lavender. Basically, we just like hopping a beer. We lavendered some wine. We did a blackberry lavender mead, which we're very excited about. We just released about a month ago, and it's selling really well. Yeah. And
That
we're
sounds
always
amazing.
looking yeah, we're always looking for collaborations like that, things that we can try. We're using some whiskey barrels to do some whiskey oak reds and a white that will be coming out this fall. It's kind of a port style white aged in a whiskey barrel. So
Huh.
cool little things like that. There's always a fun little thing to try here that is a short term thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It keeps it
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. We kind of keep things moving.
Yeah. So as a winemaker, what would you say the most like creative or unique one that you've ever made is?
That we've ever made.
Mhm.
This blackberry lavender mead is pretty cool. But over time, I'd say the most unique wine we make, honestly, is the dandelion. Just the way that we do it and the way that we buy. We pay little kids to pick dandelion heads every spring.
Oh,
It's a
really?
tremendous thing. Yeah, so we set up a little thing at the Amana RV park. We pay $8 a gallon, and we get a ton of kids. We buy 300 to 400 gallons of dandelion heads and make dandelion wine every year. I still think that's kind of one of the most unique, and you just don't see a lot of people doing that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's super unique. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yep, it's kinda like and it's like making tea, you kinda steep it for 3 or 4 days and then get those dandelion heads out and away you
Mhm.
go.
And I didn't even know dandelions are edible too. I just
Yeah,
found that out.
absolutely. So, yeah, but most people eat the stems, we don't want the stems, we just want the heads, and, the
Yeah.
best way to describe it is if you take a fresh dandelion, rub it between your fingers, and then smell that. That's what
Yeah.
dandelion wine tastes like or
Huh.
smells like. Yeah,
Cool. What a fun
yep,
program, especially for
it
the
really
kids that get to go around
Yep,
picking it.
yep, and they can make some money if they put a little effort into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
So what's something about your winery that most visitors don't know, but maybe they should know?
That if they ask, they can get a tour probably. So if you look, our production facility kind of sits off behind, and it says production facility. But people don't know. We offer a tour once a month, the second Saturday of every month. I recommend people do that. My assistant Mark does that, and he does a really good job. We usually have a theme every month. But if you just show up and you ask, and we're not too busy, we'll walk you through the winery. It might not be as an extensive a tour, and we have a lot of cool stuff over there to look at, like tanks, mixing tanks. Like right now, we have our press stuff set up because we're getting ready for harvest, the bottling line, and just there's always something interesting in there to look at. Next week, we'll have the rhubarb out. If you want to see that, you know, we had a month where kids were cutting rhubarb pretty much every day. You could go watch kids cut rhubarb and try a piece just to see if you like it or not.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well, that sounds awesome. Yeah, tours they're a good deal.
fun. Yep, you should always ask.
Absolutely. What's the biggest misconception that people have about your winery or just wine in general?
I don't know about wine in general. I would say let's talk about like Iowa wine, right? I think
Okay.
and not just Iowa. I would say Midwest wine sometimes gets a bad name. So we're using hybrid grapes, not your standard like Chardonnay, Cabernet type grapes. I think people think you can't make quality wine with those, and it's all sweet, and that's the only thing that we can do. And we do make a lot of sweet wine, and we sell a lot of sweet wine, and I have no shame in that. But we do make some really cool dry wines, especially dry whites that are pretty unique, and that some of our sparkling whites are, I think, pretty exceptional. So I encourage people to try that even if they don't think that.
Yeah. Yeah. Might have your opinion changed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Cool. How would you describe the Eastern Iowa wine scene, and then what makes it so special?
That's a great question. I'm probably a horrible person to ask for that. I most of my wine experiences, unfortunately, are just at Fireside Winery because this is pretty much all I do is work and watch my kids. But we have some pretty cool wineries around here. Cedar Ridge does a nice job. Lubin family up there is doing that, and a couple small ones. Brian Jones, which I can't remember his name, they're doing some cool things. But yeah, we have a lot of cool places to try. Everybody's a little different. Everybody has a little different spin on things. And the fun thing about grapes is they do reflect where they're grown, so they're just a little bit different, even if it's the same variety. And we might grow them a little bit different. It might fit your thing. So we do have a lot of neat things that we can do around here.
Cool. Yeah. What trends are you seeing in wine, and then how are you guys responding to that?
So what we're seeing, and I think everybody's seeing, is a little bit of decreased consumption and people wanting something lighter and even lighter in alcohol. We're kind of seeing that everywhere. People still want to drink dry reds, dry whites with high alcohol, but we are seeing people want to drink, but not as much, and they don't want as much alcohol. So
Mm,
one of the things we've done in the last years, we put a canning line in for our ciders here, and ciders was part of that. And we started doing some lower alcohol, 6-7% alcohol, kind of sparkling wines to kind of fit
yeah.
that movement. We do a dry white and then a sangria type wine. And
Gotcha.
then we just released a lavender flavored white wine, and those have been fairly popular. And just people that especially in the summer, but even all year round, they want to drink some wine, but they don't necessarily want something that's 10, 11, 13%. They want something they can have a little bit, but not necessarily have all the effects of.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, that's the same trend that
Yes.
the beer world is seeing,
Yeah.
actually.
All alcohol is seeing, we all are facing our challenges, and we just got to find new and innovative ways to fit into the slot, right?
Yep. Yeah. And hey, it works. That's a lighter strategy. The lighter
Yep.
wines.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
good strategy.
So far, it's been working fairly well for us. We're fairly happy, and we're still tinkering. And that's the really fun thing about there's no rules for making wine, right? In Iowa, especially, we don't have to do what California does, so we can try some new things and see how it goes. And if it fails, we'll just go on to the next thing. But we've had some success with some of these cool little things that we're trying.
Gotcha. Cool. So getting into some of the more like closing questions, if someone could only try three things at your winery, what would you recommend?
Well, I got to follow up. I guess I would say you really need to try the dandelion once.
Yep.
And it does really depend. We have such a variety, but if it was me, I would pick dandelion. I would pick our blue. It's the favorite white of ours that we make. And right now, I would try the blackberry lavender mead. That's kind of a new thing that we're done. It's going to be a small thing. I would try that. The lavender thing is pretty interesting. Yeah.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah.
Can't go
It's
wrong.
quite good.
Yeah. What's the best way for people to stay connected with what you're doing over there?
Oh man, I should bring in the marketing people for this, but just go to our website, reach out to us, come visit us. We're small town company, small town place. But our website's updated all the time. Check us. We're on Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if we're on Twitter or not because I'm not. I'm terrible at that. Uh, But firesidewinery.com. Click the link, join our newsletter. Or reach out. We're here pretty much all the time.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll make sure. So when I post this, I'll make sure that people
Yes,
have those links.
please. Yep.
Will do. And then, do you have any final thoughts or messages for people who would be considering a visit after this interview?
Uh, yeah, I just encourage you to come out and visit with us and ask questions. And the one thing I'll say is like if the person behind the tasting bar doesn't know the answer, they'll find somebody who knows it. And like I said, don't be afraid to ask for a tour or get some more information from us. We'd be happy to show you around. We're proud of our place, proud of our products, and we'd be happy to walk you through them.
Yeah, sounds like a great place. All right,
Yeah.
everyone. Go check them out. Fireside Winery. You'll have a great time.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for today. Be sure to check out some of our other exclusive interviews with the people from the best breweries in the Midwest. Bye now.